This is Media Philosophy, exploring the deeper side of the downfall of legacy chains like McDonald's. McDonald's was probably the best example of what I'm talking about. Recently, like foot traffic, I guess, has just been down across a lot of McDonald's stores and whatnot. And it just makes me really happy to hear these things. It makes me happy and sad because, I'm not going to say McDonald's was ever like this amazing place. And it was probably just like the brainwashing marketing of me, getting my Happy Meals and going to the play places and whatnot as a kid. But I'm really happy that McDonald's is starting to fail a little bit. I guess foot traffic's down, sales are down. Because I think it just, it's just showing like what is the limit of what customers are willing to accept. Again, no one's going to McDonald's and expecting like amazing service or amazing food or anything like that. But, it's just taken way too much of a turn, where a McChicken by itself is like $5 close to it. If you want to get a small fry and a McChicken, you're basically spending like $5 right now. And, sure, that was, that's fine going to like Subway or whatever. Just, what I'm trying to say is, the amount of money you're going to spend at McDonald's, you might as well just go somewhere like your local Mexican shop. And for the same amount of money, for like a meal at McDonald's, that's like $12 to $18 depending on where you live. You'll be able to get like a decent, entree at a lot of places. You might still pay a little bit more. But like the quality is going to be better. And like knowing that you're probably like supporting a non-McDonald's business will be really good too. This is like a really big turn because I feel like a lot of legacy companies like Walmart or McDonald's, maybe even like a lot of like movie studios and whatnot, they kind of rode on the back of their reputation for so long. People went to McDonald's because they know McDonald's because it was, like I said, a decent value or whatnot with the value meals and whatnot. But now they've just gone so far in the other direction that people are getting sick of it. They can't just rely on that goodwill. I used to, love getting a McChicken as a treat or a couple hash browns with an egg McMuffin or whatever, something. But now when it's like I have to use the app, that's what drives me crazy right now, is the fact that if I want to get the best deals, I have to go like on the app to order it and whatnot. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not even someone who really cares about like data getting mined. That's why they want you to have those apps so they can like data mine you or whatever. I don't even care about companies having the data, like whatever. I just don't want more clutter on my devices or anything like that. So I basically just stopped ordering McDonald's because I just know that I'm not getting the best deal, and I just know that I have to go on the app, and basically that's what's stopping me from ordering McDonald's. But for a lot of people, I've heard of various different reasons why they sort of boycotted McDonald's or these other legacy companies. And again, like I said, they can't just ride on that goodwill when you keep evaporating it. And this is different than saying something like Chipotle. Chipotle is different than I would say something like Walmart or McDonald's or, I don't know, I can't even think of any of these legacy companies off the top of my head. But Walmart's different. Chipotle's different because they are, like, I guess, losing business because it's just so wildly inconsistent. One Chipotle burrito could look completely different made by, like, the same store or the exact same way. The two burritos might look completely different. Whereas with McDonald's, it's like, I don't know, like, where are the play places now? Why did McDonald's go from looking like fun hamburger houses to faux coffee, cafe looks? It's the whole McCafe they wanted to do. So basically they try to change their business, try to retain their image, but people are no longer falling for it, If I had a kid, yeah, sure, maybe I'll take the McDonald's so they can go up and down the slide playing the ball pit. But if they don't have that happy place, the play place or whatever for me to just drop my brat off, then, I'm not going to bring them to McDonald's and I'm not going to indoctrinate them into McDonald's, Sorry, kids, I know they still have the Happy Meal, but I'm not going to let you get addicted to a crappy company. And it's like, they add all these, I guess, sort of like cost saving measures, like kiosk ordering, yet things don't get cheaper. They take away the fountain beverages. Oh, I think this was one of the last straws for me in McDonald's, but it was the fact that they took away like the fountain beverages. So like, how are you supposed to get a refill on your drink? It's just the whole speed running towards, no company wants you to actually be on their presence. They want to make it like as uncomfortable as possible. So you leave and whatnot. It's kind of like Starbucks. They wanted to be like the third place or whatever, and now it's like try to find a Starbucks that actually lets you like sit down in. Yeah, they're becoming more and more rare. It's just ridiculous. So I'm just really glad that people are fighting back, and whether they're fighting back because they literally just don't have the money, or that they're sick of the quality of options, it doesn't matter. It's just nice to see that places are starting to feel some sort of heat, some sort of pressure, and hopefully this will help them go back to their ways, because there's no way that the price for McDonald's has gone up that much, especially when it's like they've eliminated so many jobs. The fact that there's like maybe one cashier, if you can like wave them down from the fry station to get you at the front counter, where is the savings? Why is the customer not seeing those return on savings? And I'll tell you why. It's because they don't care about you. These legacy companies, they just care about their bottom line. They just care about their shareholders. But eventually, abuse your customers long enough, and they are going to start biting back. And, I would say historically, low-income consumers didn't really have much of a choice. They were used to having bad service. But I feel like something has really changed where, again, these places that were supposed to be like a staple of like the lower middle class, like McDonald's, just now the fact that they seem like an expensive treat is the problem. It used to be like, oh, I'm kind of hungry, I'll go to McDonald's to like fill up on a couple bucks, like whatever, no big deal. And now it's like, oh wow, am I gonna go out to eat at McDonald's? Am I gonna spend like the couple times I'll eat out at McDonald's? And the answer usually is no. If I'm gonna go spend money on like fast food, I'm gonna go to like Wendy's or something. At least with Wendy's, I feel like the quality's a little bit better. With McDonald's, I still feel like it's the bottom of the barrel of fast food. But in the past, that bottom of the barrel used to be reflected in the price. And now it's like, what's the difference? This is Media Philosophy, exploring the deeper side of entertainment.